Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the Freethinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Wednesday, May 14th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 1 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. The spirit guidance for today's energy. And the B to me is so fitting with this grand fire trine with moon in Sagittarius, positively speaking to Venus in Aries and Mars in Leo. So I smile because this big fire trine feels selfish. But to me, selfish is good. So first of all, for me, selfish is when our actions negatively affect others. If me putting myself first doesn't negatively affect anyone else, then to me, that's not selfishness, that's self-love. And an example of that I'll give is, a person choosing to smoke crack, like smoke your crack, but smoking it on the bus is selfish because it's negatively affecting the others on it. So to me, that's selfishness. So when it comes to today's energy, the grand fire trine, it's very motivating because with the moon in Sag, we're nurtured at the thought of exploring. We're nurtured at the thought of learning. We're nurtured at the thought of expanding. And it's positively speaking to Venus in Aries, where we're nurtured at the thought of expanding, probably to learn about self. And then positively speaking to Mars in Leo, nurtured at the thought of expanding and motivated about taking action. So something about today's energy, brings big emphasis to taking action. With the B energy come out in the upright position, it's social. It's social energy. The bee is social. I think of the bee going around and pollinating all of the flowers. I think of the bee energy card as social energy, but also to networking energy or connecting energy or gathering information. Because when I think of the bee and I think of it going from plant to plant, flower to flower, it's doing its thing, but in the process of doing its thing, it's benefiting the things that it's crossing paths with. So something about the bee energy today brings me to, the thought of like, whenever we are in alignment when we're in alignment and we are dancing to the beat of our drum and we're doing our thing and coming from that place of positive energy, how we're positively influencing everything that we touch and don't even mean to, is something that comes to mind with the bee energy. Today's energy, though, adds up and reduces to number 1 vibration. So the path for today has a lot to do with new beginnings, fresh starts, new ideas, or just taking action. And when it comes to today's energy, it'll feel as if, I think of someone stubbing their toe and falling into a new world, falling into a new reality. With today's energy being the 14th, it would feel as if, say, for example, for someone, there's this, you wake up and you're irritated by something or about something. And from that irritation, it's like it causes you to kind of randomly take a chance on something, or it inspires some sudden and unexpected action. And this sudden and unexpected action opened the door for something else. What is coming to mind? I don't know, I'm imagining not Alice in Wonderland, if that's it, but it's I'm imagining an Alice in Wonderland type of situation. And maybe the child, an Alice-like type child, wakes up and maybe they're sad about something or something frustrates them, and they go out into the garden randomly. They go out into the garden randomly, and then one thing leads to another, one thing leads to the next, and they're now off in this new world, off in this new adventure. That is what is standing out to me today. It's like this thing triggers me, this thing frustrates me, but then before I know it, one thing leads to the next, and I started this new thing, or I stumbled upon this new perspective, this new way of seeing things. The moon in Sag is opposing Jupiter in Gemini. So moon opposing Jupiter. Moon in Sag, I'm nurtured at the thought, we're nurtured at the thought of exploring and adding value to ourselves through learning more. Nurtured at the thought of diversity, travel. Nurtured at the thought of philosophy, religion, spirituality, and being optimistic. But then it's opposing Jupiter in Gemini, and Jupiter in Gemini is expanding things that has to do with, familiar things, siblings, family, community, co-workers, the local familiar things that you experience on a day-to-day basis, to the point that you might take those things for granted. And with the opposition, moon in Sag wants to explore and go overseas. Jupiter in Gemini wants to focus on the familiar things. And when it comes to the opposition, the back and forth, it brings me to say spending time and enjoying the familiar things and taking time to explore the familiar things before running to explore and enjoy the things that are foreign, the things that are different. Also, so when I think of the opposition between Jupiter and the moon, Sagittarius and Gemini, I think of the saying that we always say, take care of your yard before you go abroad. Where when I think of Sag energy, moon and Sag energy to me is the type of energy that will remind me of, say, the person who leaves their home dirty, but they're at their friend's house washing dishes. It's like, make that make sense, in the sense that sometimes to me that Sag energy within all of us could cause us to take for granted the things that are familiar and assume that we know everything about it because we grew up seeing it all the time, or take that friend for granted, take that coworker for granted, just take that person, place, or thing for granted because it's always around you. Or just because it's always around us doesn't mean we took the time to really see it, to really look into it, to really explore it. So for me with the moon and Sag, that's like our emotions. We take our emotions, we take our inner world for granted because we were born into it. It's always with us, so we never acknowledge it, but instead we want to explore everything outside of us. And before we go out and explore everything outside, we first need to understand everything within. Because if we took the time to understand our world within, if we took the time to take care of the things within, then we would learn so much from the things outside just by learning about ourselves and learning about what's happening within. So with the moon and Sag, it brings me to that, where it's like we might want to jump off and start something new and go off in a new direction, and it feels like it's so new when it's not so new. Like, it's you actually have that back at home, but take what you have at home for granted because you're so used to it. This energy would remind me of the person that loves to eat out, to where even if food is cooked in the house and the food is cooked well, for some reason they're just more drawn to eating things that come off the street because for some reason it seems better, even if it doesn't taste better. It's just something about it seems better. It's like the parent cooked the whole meal and the child wants McDonald's or want whatever because it feels like, it's not as accessible. So with the moon and Sag, it's natural for us to want to just go off and explore things outside of us. But with the aspect that's being made to the moon, Venus in Aries and Mars in Leo, it brings us back to ourselves. The fire trine brings us back to ourselves, and I like that. But with the opposition between moon and Jupiter, Sag and Gemini, It brings me to coming to a mutual place. And both Gemini and Sag deals with informing, information. And with both energies, both of those energies are curious. And what I think both of those energies are lacking is introspection, looking within, because Gemini is busy with turning over every rock around it. And Sag is busy with crossing overseas, or basically leaving your state for going to places that are unfamiliar or foreign, and then going over there to turn over their rocks. Where Gemini want to turn over every rock that's local, Sag want to go to someone else's community or town, or go to foreign places and go see what's under their rocks. And I feel like with both those energies, the attention needs to direct within. The attention needs to go back within. So when it comes to, say, the opposition today, introspective energy should be included when it comes to today's energy, and not just get so lost and distracted by the possibilities of things outside of us. Because when I look at the Grand Fire Trine, yes, we're fired up and ready to take action and inspired when it comes to things having to do with ourselves, but it's more about taking action for the sake of taking action and not really understanding ourselves, so we could understand why we're taking these actions, so we could understand where we want to go in the first place when it comes to the actions that we're taking. And we have the Six of Pentacles in the upright position. And the Six of Pentacles in the upright position brings me to giving from a cup that is overflowing. So that's something that stands out big time today with this energy. Six of Cups brings me Six of Pentacles. Six energy deals with community. It's responsibility. It's group-oriented energy. It's Venusian energy, dealing with things on a material level. Pentacle energy is physical, tangible, finances. So Six of Pentacles, giving to the community, taking care of the community, giving back. And with it in the upright position, this person is clearly giving back from a balanced scale, from a space that is, from a cup that is overflowing. So when it comes to today's energy, when it comes to the thing that you're starting, the thing that you're starting, the new idea, the new perspective, the new door that you walk through, it's important to enter into this thing from a space of, of feeling complete. When I say feeling complete, I personally believe that throughout this life experience, I'll always be on this journey of learning myself. I feel like this is a never ending journey of learning and understanding myself. And the goal is for peace. I feel like that'll never end. That's going to be an ongoing thing. So I say all that to say, with the Six of Pentacles and me saying, giving from a place that's whole, I say give from a space where, I think of, say, myself, where I don't give anything if I don't want to give it. I used to give from a space where I wasn't whole, meaning maybe I'll give into this thing because I'll look bad or look like a selfish person or a bad person if I don't participate, if I don't contribute. But as I matured, and that's what I love about maturing and getting older in time. As I mature, I'm at a place where it's if what I'm giving isn't coming from a good heart, I'm not doing it to myself. I'm not giving it. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed a pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. So with the Six of Pentacles in the upright position and the bee energy, it brings me to that. And it'll bring me to these energies just look so positive also within the day. And the day energy overall feels positive for the most part. The only thing that feels a little bit challenging is the day being the 14th and the number 4 aspect of it, where some things will come up around our stability, our security. Any cracks in your foundation will get your attention today. And that could be irritating, but 1 + 4 is 5. The irritating feeling could cause some of us to run from that uncomfortable feeling, distract ourselves, and the distraction could, be like a doorway that it's like it was intentional type of vibe. Where it's like the example that I gave with the kid, they wake up, they're in a bad mood, they go out to the garden, and then maybe a rabbit jumps by and they start following the rabbit. It's like the number 5 energy with the day being the 14, 1 + 4 is like the rabbit pops up out of nowhere and you start following it. And it's like at the end of the day, when you reflect on the adventure, you realize that, wow, so was the pain or the discomfort all a part of the universe's plan to get me from A to B and then from there to there and there to there? But when it's all said and done, the B energy, like I said, brings me to socializing. It's like being open-minded about something. And 6 of Pentacles, we're sharing. There's reciprocity, or we're giving what it is that we can afford to give. We're giving some of whatever it is that we've experienced, or, we're in the position to give because our cup has filled up with the B energy in the upright position. So yeah, when it comes to today's energy overall, it feels like walking in through a new door, but it feels sudden and unexpected. It's like it came out of nowhere type of vibe. It's like this thing came out of nowhere. But when it's all said and done, like I say, looking back for me is when all the dots connect and I realize, wow, this led to this and this led to that. And when I reflect on things like that, I always feel so magical. And it's a great feeling. It makes me feel magical and just confirm that like life is always working out for me. There's a part of me, my higher self, that sees things that I often don't see. And this part of me has my best interests at heart, and I just have to surrender and trust and keep my frequency aligned with the kind of things that I want. Keep my energy positive so that I'll, attract things that are positive, because the universe isn't biased. The universe is not biased. You will get whatever you can have. And you command and know you can have something by the frequency that you hold, by the temperature. It's like our frequency is a temperature, and some things grow at some temperatures, some frequencies, and some things cannot thrive within certain frequencies. And you have to hold a steady temperature at the frequency where you want to experience, positive things. Pleasure sharing this message with you. Drop me a red heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.